estou aí na tua porta. Treinamos da, tipo, tipos da 1 às 2 e tal. Ah, pera, não consigo. Bingo.
Entra, cabrão.
Estou a entrar, calma.
Random ou o quê?
Oh, agora depois tenho umas cenas para te mostrar. Pode ser 3 vezes random, vá, começa tu.
Começa tudo, é que perdeste.
Che, da última vez fui eu, agora és tu.
Não, tu perdeste.
Não, com pedras, vá. Super Cup. Vai, Ravens. Las Vegas.
Raiders. Steelers.
Acho que os Raiders.
Não,
Ravens. Ok. Lamar Jackson. Para-se, filha da puta. Vai, agora é a minha vez. Foda-se, Eagles.
Eagle.
Rams, gás. Aaron Donald, Cooper Cup. Ok, Rams.
Está bem injusto, não é?
O quê? Estás parvo? 87 89, mano. Então.
São os campeões.
Che, os campeões, mas são 88, né? Ah não. Os campeões, mas isto é a melhor equipa, os Buccaneers e os outros, mano. E os Chiefs. Che, este aqui é tranquilo, é uma equipa normal.
É, tranquilo.
Tu sabes.
Nós ganhamos na mesma.
Eu vou mesmo, olha os Packers, até os Packers são melhores que é dos meus putos. Tá aqui então, Rams. Neste momento é o Aaron Donald.
Provavelmente é o Aaron Donald ou o Cooper Cup. Que é os
Yeah.
dois.
É tipo, é sempre dos que são campeões. Yeah, é bom. Uhum. É branco, é branco. Não, wide receiver.
Não,
sempre não.
Eles são tipo a peça mais central da equipa. Se não tens um bom quarterback, não vais a lado nenhum.
Yeah. Tipo, tem que ter visão de jogo, se eles controlam o jogo todo. Ou como é que se chama a equipa daquele puto? Do que foi à final e perdeu?
Não vou dizer.
Não, diz só, não me lembro.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals. Vamos lá então.
Ele está com os campeões, Nogueira, não se esqueça.
Che, campeões que não eram os favoritos, vá, o Nogueira sabe disso também. Vá.
Não eram os favoritos, ok.
Os favoritos desde o início não eram, che.
Nogueira, ele está com os campeões.
Eram tão favoritos como no início do ano os Warriors eram, vá.
Faz live ao Bing.
Já fui.
Bing vai ao YouTube.
Bem, amanhã acho que somos nós os dois, mano. Não, somos nós os três com o Nogueira, ok? Eu vou pegar o Nogueira e depois, se quiseres, eu posso pegar.
Nogueira não vai.
Mando mensagem. Vai. Tipo meio dia e meio, meio dia e 45.
Já tive bem para meio dia e meio.
Mas da Bus amanhã vai estar com o carro do meu pai, mas sabe?
É qual?
Calma lá.
A 308, 2008, caralho. 5008.
5.008.
3.008.
5.008, mas sabe?
Estádio bem. Não sei o que é que eu estou a ver.
Futebol americano.
Não sei, mas eu não percebo nada disto.
Che, então. Ah, estás a ver?
Não sabia que esta jogada era ele que ia defender.
Vamos lá. Da Bus Lamar Jackson no meu opinião neste jogo. Vai dar rápido.
Estou na equipa do Gui.
Every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL?
Devia ter ido com os Jets, mano.
Your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3
Nossa, meteu o Jalen Ramsey aí também.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on fourth down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson eluding the pressure right. First down and more for Jackson, and all the way up to the 46.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agreed with his decision to run it. He picked up that big first down. I think he let his head coach off the hook.
That's what I was just going to say. If there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Vamos. Vamos, família.
Meu Deus, mano. O que é isso? O gajo estava sozinho. O gajo estava sozinho.
Olha esse atirança, ficou-se. Tenho o Odell Beckham, vamos. Nem me lembrava que tinha o Odell. O Odell vai ser uma palhaçada, não quero, fica atento. Yeah. E aí ele e o Cup.
Cup.
Yeah. Cooper Cup, desculpa. É o 3, da ponta direita.
On first down, Stafford here. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away.
Conhece a onda aí.
Dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They'll let it go deep for Beckham.
Vamos! Touchdown! Touchdown! Que bola! Aprendam o Odell Beckham, Magi. Que bola! Minha melhor bola de
Se não
sempre.
é sorte, eu não sei o que é que é.
Minha melhor bola de sempre. Viste esta bola ou não? Che,
Se não é sorte, eu não sei o que é que é. Olha aí
Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham.
Olha aí,
Modelo.
fala-me uma coisa assim. Yeah. Se isto não é sorte, eu não sei o que é que é.
Or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was.
Merda.
Falha, mano.
Inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0.
Curtiste ou não? Oh. Primeiro que eu faço este ano. Este ano está-me fodido a fazer estas bolas, é por isso que a Bel está a dizer que foi uma caga. Xiii! Vamos lá, Jalen Ramsey, precisamos de ti.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right?
Bem jogado.
Once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
São 2 partes.
4.
4 partes.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Vamos, gás. Olha, olha o touchdownzinho. Ai! O cara, diz que me vestiste, cara. Canta tchau, Brett. Estou a jogar bué, caralho. Ai, ah. Ai, ah. Ganda tchau, interseção com um tchauzinho gostoso. Behind the back. Ai, ah. Olha agora esta bola. Olha esta bola mal andar. Mentira, pensavas? Cabrão. Queria tentar fazer mais outra touchdown para ficar confortável. Mas não fadiga, vamos por mais.
Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right?
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that.
Bem, boa chapada.
And that is incomplete.
Bem, Ramsey. Boa, Jalen.
I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a third interception in half number 1.
Boa, mano, tipo 90. Cheio de chamada. Estão doidos ou quê?
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
Claro que não. Vamos essa hora.
From the gun, Jackson.
Vamos, mais uma. Jalen Ramsey. Vamos, Jalen.
Esse é, eles não controlam nenhum boneco.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And for them a touchdown their last go around. Obviously they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Second and 7. Stafford.
Vamos, boa. Boa dele. A dele está a jogar tanto. Estás a ver no cara, a dele está a jogar bué direito. E o outro é melhor que ele.
Faça um passo. Interception. Este tem 3 ali. Muda só também.
They'll toss this right side to Cam Akers. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Stafford.
Merda.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Ravens will take over here just shy of the 30. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he goes out right around the 39.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to have to dig out of this hole.
And he's going to be stopped up
Fala que
just a yard up to the 39.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 12-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Now it's Jackson. Steps away.
Vamos.
É o que eu digo, mano. É o que eu digo, mano. Qualquer merda, foda-se. Mano, ele foda-se. É que nem ele a controlar. Já, vai ver.
Daquele jeito.
Daquele jeito, não ficava a fazer nada.
Não sou eu que estou a meter os jogadores no sítio e a escolher jogadas e a escolher
Não,
meter pelo menos um deles.
Não, é, estás a virar sugestões.
Zé, não estou. Não, a primeira, cheio, achas? Eu vejo o que eu acho que é melhor para o momento. Então, acho que isso é assim.
Não é
mas assim não era das tuas últimas opções e não ias mandar uma bola mais longa. Aqui ias.
Escaping the pressure right. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct. They're able to turn that into a positive gain. More problems here on third down. They've converted only one so far in this first half.
You know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Going up top for Cup. Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, you think about it, though, that interception, great for his stats, but bad for field position. It was
terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again, hey, it was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But you're exactly right about it. Should have slapped it down. Field position would be better for his offense. But how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
Flush to his right.
Vamos.
Vamos por cima. Mandam por baixo. Pés por cima.
Vamos lá no lugar, vamos tentar assim.
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Vamos. Ai. Caralho.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Stafford.
Foda-se, que anda a sorte, cara.
Os meus não pegam a bola, né?
Da merda.
When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Oh, look at this! A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it.
Depois este burro, vai foda-se.
They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round.
Fala, ajudem, mano. Defesa do caralho. Foda-se, está ali, parece-me um celebrito.
Be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
Now it's Jackson.
Vamos.
É o que eu digo, é o que eu digo, é o que eu digo, já. É o que eu digo, mano. Qualquer passo vai ser, está a ser
Ora a dança,
interceptado.
ora a dança. Ai!
Ele não faz absolutamente nada em interseção.
Ai!
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone.
Ai!
Oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
Então.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Stafford.
Foda-se.
Out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Merda. Foda-se.
And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the option right is Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. It's a scintillating run by Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw it.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of him? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback. Trying to take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't lost. Yeah, there's no doubt.
He's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one from that position again? I dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He's going to launch this thing way down.
Filha da puta, foda-se. Terá jeito.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Então, ninguém lhe apanha, caralho.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess. That allows for extra yardage on the return.
Então, Jalen Ramsey, foda-se, puto. Oh, e o caralho.
Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The return is Brandon Powell. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
That'll be incomplete.
Some applause for the defense there. They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Então,
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. That run good for 6 yards, but they're still looking up at a 3rd and 15.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep, Brandon Powell.
Che, caralho.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
Anda. Ai, que sorte, Dredd. Esse é a última
passa a equipa
jogada.
toda, já. A ver.
Baixa-se. Foda-se.
First half in the books.
Vai começar a minha.
The NFL
Mesmo
on
assim.
EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. set to begin their next drive. The Rams offense at the line. And they're down on the scoreboard. Sort of a sloppy first half. Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's a little fire and brimstone. You've got to fire these guys up. Make them understand what's going on out there. They were so sloppy in the first half. Too many turnovers. Tighten things up. Maybe get in their face a little bit. Get in their grill. And then send them back out.
Yep. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Vamos.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp.
Foda-se, caralho, porque anda azar, mano.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Don't sleep, Fabio.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
I was a big pass, never know.
Necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Right back to Dobbins on first. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Também não estavam aí a dançar e eu tentava.
Espera aí então. O jogo tem 4 partes.
This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Typ det NBA.
Jackson now. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. First and 10 at the 45. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. Yeah. That was because the defense in front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right.
Vamos. Ah, foda-se, que burro, boy.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead,
and now the up man has it. It's a fake, and he will not make it. They stop him short of the first down. A little trickery there, but it doesn't fool him. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. now gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 64 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Akers. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he will be very close to a 1st down. I see the closed fist of the referee. And that means 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He's going to go up top for the end zone.
Vamos!
Mano, eu não acredito nisso,
Ai, dança agora, model. Dança agora, model. Dança agora, model. Dança agora, model. Vamos. O modelo está mesmo fodido neste jogo ou não, mano, cara? 3 deles. Não, enganei-me. Foda-se. Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The
Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Ele quando está calado, já sabes como é que ele é.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson, he's going to look deep for Watkins.
Vamos.
Eu confio. Estás a ver isso?
Flex. Flex on his bitch.
Estás a ver, cara? Ele faz esse passo, ninguém coisa. Eu faço um. Yeah.
Stafford going to give this to Akers. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Stafford now to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Jackson.
Vamos,
Olha aí,
vamos.
mano,
Na
olha
casada.
aqui.
Na casada. Nunca era visto isto. Mas isto.
Mano, é o que eu digo, mano. Eu faço um passe e automaticamente intercepto.
Viste aquele tchau que eu dei, né?
Tá sozinho, mano. Foda-se.
Tá feito. Touchdown.
Com caralho, mano.
Casada.
8 interceptions. Já, foda-se, tá sozinho, é intercepted na mesma. Foda-se. No fim. É que ele não controla nenhum dos gajos, mano.
Não controla o quê?
Nenhum.
Tu controlas sempre na defesa, deixa disso.
Tu quando estás a controlar os que estão aqui à frente, não estás a controlar os... Oh, Gui,
Já há
eu
muito
consigo
tempo que eu
ver
estou a
quem é que
controlar o
controla.
Jalen Ramsey. Che, estou a
Gui,
dizer
eu
que,
consigo
olha,
ver
vai na live ver se eu não estou a controlar o Jalen Ramsey à bué. Che.
Eu consigo ver quem é que tu controlas.
Tranquilo então, Nogueira entra na minha live agora, vamos ver o que é que eu estou a controlar. Mas vês o nome, vais dizer se não é isso que eu estou a dizer. Espera, é o que eu estou a controlar mesmo, vais ver.
Não, não é uma estrela.
Vais ver. Calma.
Agora não é agora, é
Vais
depois,
ver.
é antes. Vê antes, cara, vê
Oh, vê lá se não está ali a dizer Ramsey no meu nome. No nome que eu estou a controlar.
Jogadas antes, não é agora.
Vê. Já há bocado era, ele que volta para trás no tempo da live. Sim. Acho que eu estou a mentir, ok? Vai. Yeah. Guilherme Gamer, vê. Oh Gamer. Guilherme Gamer live. Vai te aparecer logo. Vais ver se não é um gajo da ponta. Já há muito tempo que eu estou a contar a defender. Foda-se. Bing, manda-lhe isso, faz favor.
He's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Vê lá.
Eluding the pressure right. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Até podes ver agora, e há uns tempos não é o mesmo.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Já conseguiste ver, Nogueira?
They'll come out in the pistol. Jackson gonna run. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
And if you're keeping an eye on the box score, that last run puts him over the 100-yard mark for the game.
Da esquerda, agora mudou, agora o Edel. Mas há bocado era o coisa, há bué de tempo, o Ramsey. Vê. E a defender. Ah, bem mesmo que é o Ramsey, vê.
Now the pressure again swings to the...
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them?
Às vezes, mas são sempre os das pontas, vê. Se não é.
you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film
Os estão na ponta a defender. Eu controlo sempre um das pontas, vê. Foi só no início é que eu controlo os do meio.
First and 10, Stafford. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Não, isso aí estou a atacar, estou a ter de defender.
Would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone.
Oh meu Deus, mano, foda-se, que é isto? Agarra
Mas ele está no meio ou está nas pontas? Pronto, agora mais para a frente, vê. Isso não é o Ramsey. E isso foi mesmo no início, vê.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the...
A sério, caralho, foda-se, o que é que eu acabei de fazer, direito? Foda-se, puta que pariu.
I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Escaping the pressure right.
Ai, que sorte.
His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
Bem jogado.
Sammy Watkins, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are an extra point away from taking the lead. So the quarterback able to keep the play alive with his feet and then have the poise to make the touchdown pass.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one totally. Not just the poise, but being able to keep his eyes downfield, because often when a quarterback starts to move around, they're moving around to run the football. Not in this case. Moved around to keep the play alive, to find an open receiver. Bingo.
Vamos ver.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. Boy, a potential game changer there here in the fourth quarter to kick that out of bounds.
Vou dar para fora do coisa, foi pronto, saiu. Portanto, vou ser nos forte e vou começar nos forte.
On the give, this is Akers. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Stafford. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Playing success in this game already. 2 touchdowns.
Foda-se, já me fodi todo.
Very dangerous throw. But you have to understand, with 2 catches already for touchdowns, they're going to try and force it to him at times as well.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. They'll start with the option. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And partner, I think the more you see him play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
64 yards on the ground for him so far.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Flush to his right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
On 2nd down, Dobbins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run here with Dobbins. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how...
Não acredito que ele vai me ganhar assim, foda-se. Puta que pariu, Dredd. Merda! Que sorte, caralho. Vai-me ganhar aí com esta merda, mano.
Dança agora, dança agora, dança agora, dança agora.
Yeah, vou caralho, mas é grande sortudo do caralho.
Canta, fala,
Vou caralho, mas sabes bem que me merecias, quem fez as jogadas fui eu, foda-se.
Canta, fala. Foda-se, tinhas só interceptions à toa.
Foda-se, yeah. E as minhas cenas, foda-se, estás doido?
Ora.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. One last throw here for Stanford.
Dança agora, canta, festeja, celebra, bora.
Yeah, tranquilo. Ai. Pelo menos ficámos todos com as mesmas conclusões.
Yeah. Dois jogos, 2 vitórias.
Pelo menos ficámos todos com as mesmas conclusões.
2 jogos, 2 vitórias. Ai! Caralho. Nunca descontem a grandeza do chefinho.